Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. It's a wonderful pleasure being here. Thank you very much, Luis Quimaid and all the organizers for having me in this event. Okay, so my theme today is how to make open parliament innovations politically viable. I work as legislative official for 29 years, the most of time here in the House of Representatives in Brazil, where I am now. The last 15 years, I've been managing open parliament initiatives, not only here in Brazil, but in other countries as well. I've founded and coordinated, for example, the e-Democracia program in the Brazilian House, a digital platform with tools for citizens participating in lawmaking, what we call crowd law. I've also helped to create it and was the first head of this Hacker Lab, the first institutional innovation lab based in a parliament worldwide. So I've been also working on other international initiatives, such as the Virtual Congress and Interesting Innovation project developed by the Chilean National Assembly, in which citizens are invited to participate in lawmaking as they were lawmakers. Very, very nice project as well. Today, I'm very excited to share with you some challenges and the solutions we've found to face them in implementing open parliament in legislatures. So in this regard, I'll be focusing not only on the political issues, what's my main theme here, but in the administrative and citizenship ones as well. So first thing I want to highlight is that, as you know, parliaments are very traditional institutions, and changes in lawmaking and in the way congressmen do politics are not easy. So we must respect the time those changes demand to take place. So in other words, parliamentarians, legislative officials, and citizens need time to change the way they work in and with the parliament. So we need to go through a learning process. So another issue, obviously connected to it, is that the most important thing when we talk about participation in parliaments and all this open parliament agenda is the people, not the tools. When I started to get involved into this process in 2008, 2009, tools were very important matter at that time because we hadn't had good tools. So at that time, we hadn't had customized e-participation tools as we have today. So such as WikiLegis, for example, one we've developed here in the Hacker Lab for lawmakers who intend to receive citizens' contributions in bill drafts. So today we have a bunch of effective tools properly designed for lawmaking. So do you want to know another very interesting tool? For example, we call the interactive hearing. So citizens can participate, can submit questions, can make comments to the congressman during the hearing. So helping them, empowering them to use those contents, questions, comments, ideas, data, send from citizens to help them in doing their work and their duty during the hearings, so they can use them, for example, to questioning a minister or any authority during a typical public hearing. So it's a way to, the congressman in this perspective and in using this kind of tools is a kind of collective intelligence facilitator. So then considering the most important matter today is the people, not the tools, I've learned that we must use a certain delicate approach to put those open parliament activities forward. So I have actually 4 conditions that I learned as the base of my work on managing open parliament innovations, on implementing open parliament innovations and initiatives. So the first condition to do that, always start with experiments, pilots, very controlled experiments. It can be a hacker marathon, So we've let a couple of them in here in Parliament, or legislative open data program, or an e-participation tool, whatever. In any case, I'm going to organize a controlled pilot using already existing tools and resources with minimal cost. So let's talk about the second condition, which is, of course, the most important one. We must seek political support, parliamentarian support from some of the following actors. The speaker, which would be wonderful to have the speaker as a stakeholder of an open parliament innovation. Or if you can't get that, of course, can be the chairman or the committee chairman, for example, or a rapporteur, a congressman who in charge to draft a bill. It means that any congressman who is in a leadership position can be a very important stakeholder in this process. Normally, we go after the early adopters, the parliamentarian early adopters, the lawmakers who are really open for trying new forms of interactions with citizens for different reasons. Because those are more open-minded, or because they are more used to those interactions, or because they simply want to make their work more visible in general. So now we have, like, the first condition, we have a tool to be used as a pilot. We have a minimal political support and engagement, the second condition. Let's go to the third condition. So we can invite and engage a selected group of mixed officials, people like me. What do I mean as a mixed group of officials? We need to have a group formed by officials, technicians from IT sector, ICT sector, of course, from communication sector, and from lawmaking, or, for example, for committee or floor. Then also we need some lawyers who work in the bureaucracy. So having this mixed group, we're going to have the third condition, a group that can be a very strategic, not only to put the pilot forward, but also for being crucial to help on calming down their other colleagues in their respective areas and demonstrate to them that e-participation can work. So they have this duty of helping to engage the other colleagues in the Open Parliament program smoothly. So the fourth and the last condition is regarding the citizens. Parliamentarians will be engaged if the citizens are engaged, and vice versa. As you know, parliaments in general suffer with the lack of citizens' confidence in their work. Trust has been a point of attention for us who work in parliaments. Then we must handle all the way we communicate and engage citizens in the open parliament experiments carefully. And I have actually 3 tips in how to create trust in this process and engage citizens in an open parliament initiative. First, let's talk about communication. We should always set up our e-participation experiment with this beta stamp. So we must highlight always that the tool or activity is under construction. With this strategy, we reduce the citizens' expectations, right? And the congressmen feel themselves less pressured by the population. The second tip is we need to open a channel to receive continuous feedback from citizens about the tool or activity. So we also need, we always need a pop-up or a window within the website, an application where citizens in any moment can send what they are feeling about the experience, what the problems they are having, what the good things they are experimenting in this with that tool. So the third tip to engage citizens in the process is, after finish the experiment, we must, it's very important, send feedback back to citizens about the participation pilots. So whatever the result, achievement that takes place, congressmen must send a report, a draft, whatever, back to the participants of the experiments, and also publish it, the results, on the Parliament portal. For instance, when we use the e-draft tool called Wikileges here in the House, the Brazilian House, the lawmaker in charge to draft a bill normally reports to the committee which contributions from which contributions from citizens he accepted and set it into the final draft, and those he didn't accept it, and justified why he didn't accept it. At the end, citizens must feel that they were heard. Even in the case when citizens are not really, they don't have accepted their contributions, but they will be happy and feel themselves very respected if the House, a committee, or the parliamentarians send a report back saying that they were heard. So I hope these ideas, that's my short message here. So I hope these ideas can be useful for you in your work, for everyone who's watching us. I'm totally open to comments and questions